Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. We finally got to hook up.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let me open the show and let's have a good time. All right. You ready for this?
I'm definitely ready.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the No Cover TV podcast. That's right. I'm your host, Big Al, and I take that original local and national music scene. I shove it in your face. You need to hear it. There's great music all over the world, all genres, all age groups. And I feel very honored to be able to bring you the story and the music of these artists. I've been doing it since '97, from TV to DJ, now podcast. You're not going to get rid of me. I got to get the story and the music out there. There's just too many great artists out there that are wonderful. Use my three favorite words: support, support, support. Support these artists. Get to the gigs, go to the shows, pay that cover charge, then head to the swag table. Get t-shirt, CD, album, coffee mug, bumper sticker, keychain. It goes on and on. And then make your way to the stage. Enjoy the show. After the show, approach them. Introduce yourself, get an autograph, because you just never know. And they're doing what they're doing because they love it. They love putting a smile on your face. In return, you're putting a smile on their face too. So it's a great thing. Great thing. So we've got an awesome show for you today. Finally getting to this guest. Kind of my fault here. But anyways, in-house is a Strays and Misfits. How you doing?
Hi.
We're doing good.
So
We're
happy
doing
to
well.
be here with you.
Great. Lou and Magna with us, right?
Sorry, we
Sorry.
have interruptions. Something's at the door.
Oh, okay. If I can have you just talk up a little bit or turn the mic up.
Those are our strays.
Yeah.
I hear you. Mine's up and out of the studio. I love it. I love our animals. Yes. So, you ready?
We're ready.
All right, you two. I got a lot to talk about, a lot of questions to ask. You are a very interesting husband and wife duo.
Yes, we are. At
Yes,
least
you
we
are.
think so.
You are. You are. I've been doing my homework and listening to the great music, which is
Awesome.
wonderful. Just wonderful. Now, what I want to know: how, when, and where? How did you two meet up, and when?
Well, we actually met on Craigslist. Sounds creepy, right?
Yeah.
But but I answered an ad. Oh my goodness, it's what
2009.
2009. Yeah. There was a band looking for a lead singer for a cover band,
All right.
and um, I answered an ad, came to audition, and got the audition, and a husband in one take. So it was a good audition. One of
That
the
was.
best of my life.
I bet it was. So you two hit it off right away.
We sure did.
Boy, and you both are in music before you met each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was a gospel singer since I could remember.
Yeah, I hear that.
And yeah, and Lou was doing some punk rock before he met me.
Yeah, it was really. I'm not a musical guy, so it was what can I learn the fastest to be able to get out and play music in front of people? Oh, punk rock, and
Punk
that's
rock,
what I did.
short and sweet and easy. There you
Yep,
go.
yep. But we gave up the cover music really a long time ago, and
Pretty early.
we took probably a good 10-year break from music. Then we ended up having kids, and then the pandemic hit, and I guess it was
I wrote my first song ever during the pandemic.
yeah.
So
Did you
I'm kind of
really?
new at I'm kind of new at songwriting. I used to sing other people's music all my life, and yeah, my first song ever completed was during a pandemic.
You could have fooled me.
Thanks.
Unbelievable. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm that's serious. Now, let me tell everybody out in podcast land what I hear. It's folk with a twist, of soulful hymns. I mean, you two are amazing together.
Thank you so much.
I mean, uh, all the instruments that you two play, and Magna with your powerful voice, beautiful voice, is incredible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And you talked about gospel. I hear that. I see that. And let's just go back a little bit. Were you big into church when you were young, choir and stuff?
I was, and the funny thing is, I, in my personal life, I walked away from the church,
Okay.
um, and and if you really listen to the lyrics in the song of the songs, I speak about that, um,
Okay.
and it's very anti-church message with a very church sound.
Yeah, yes, it is.
So I mean, you know,
Okay. So, what? How old were you when you broke away from the church?
I was in my 20s.
20s. Okay.
Yeah, but I 100% broke off in 2016.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing wonderful. You're
Thank
doing
you so much.
wonderful. You are. Now, Lou, I want to hit on you for a second, Mr.
Yep.
Punk Rocker. Okay.
Yep.
Who
Yep.
were you growing up with? Who, what, were you listening to the Sex Pistols and all that stuff, Clash and everything, Ramones?
So yeah, for me, I think it started with the Clash for me.
All right.
And then but that was more of really introduction from my sister. My sister is a little bit older than me, so
Okay.
she was kind of listening to some of the older stuff. But for me it was really the 90s punk rock. So for
Uh,
me it was the No Effects, it was the Pennywise, Real Big Fish, and kind of the more of the 90s styles punk, that going to the Vans Warped Tour all the time. I mean, that was what we did. And not in any type of rebellious way. I was probably the least rebellious kid, around. That was what I was into. Was I really enjoyed, letting loose at the Vans Warped Tour and the punk shows. And really there's and it's probably in any type of music, is just that sense of community, that everybody's
yeah.
there. Everybody's
Yes.
there to have a good time, and everybody's there to kind of just run around, smash into each other, and scream along with the band. So
Exactly.
that's what appealed to me, I guess, in that in my younger days.
Okay. Now, Lou, did you play in other bands before you met Magna?
Yeah. So, yep. I mean, relatively just local, very local bands.
All right.
Um, put out a couple, one or two EPs, and that was about it. It didn't go any really further than that, than playing very locally. And
Okay.
that probably all started up. Actually, I think I was still in one of them when I met Magda.
You were.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Oh.
so that was the last band. But then I met her through the cover band we were in, and then they kicked me out because oh, you're taking too much time with the other band,
Oh
and
no.
so we kind of stuck with it. Plus, it was making more money doing the cover music anyway. It
Right.
seems that a lot of that's where the crowd is. It's at the bars, it's at the casinos, where they
Hmm.
can afford to just, you know, pay the background noise, a
Yeah.
couple $1,000s to play for the night.
That's what
So
it is.
that's kind of worked out for us and her and I to kind of uh, get together.
Well, good, good. I mean, you two, you've got a whole market that's open to what you're doing, and I think you're going to accept you very well in your music.
We're
Hmm.
trying. We're trying. We're
You know, at this
Well,
point in our lives, we, I mean, at least that's what I keep saying, that I'm too old. I'm not going to make it anymore. So I do it for fun now, and I do what I like. So
yes.
there's no ego, there's no expectations of making it big anymore. I'm just doing it for fun. And I hope that people feel that it's honest. And if it's honest, maybe they'll find something that they like in it, you know?
Oh, I know they will, and I like that. As we get a little older, we kind of appreciate it more. We have more fun, and don't really give
Yeah,
a crap what anybody thinks.
exactly.
We're just doing
That's
what
where
we
I
love.
am. That's where I am.
Right. Now,
uh,
Magda, before you met Lou, were you singing in any bands, doing anything musically?
I mean, so I had studied music production in Minneapolis and had just moved back to Philadelphia. Um,
Okay.
so while I was studying, of course, I was doing a lot of things. I was
Mhm.
in many different bands, and playing blues. I loved singing blues. I was doing covers, obviously, mostly. And then when I moved back to Philly, I thought I need to get back into this music thing, and
Yeah.
and that's
Well, I'm
how it
glad
started.
you.
But you know what? It was a realization that after that, I'm not gonna make it, and this isn't fun anymore, because the hustle. Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
you are playing. You have no social life, but Monday
Yeah.
to Friday, you still have the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It just became a grind, and I wasn't having fun anymore. I was burnt out.
I believe
So,
it.
Lou and I decided to leave the band, and we got married, bought a house, had a couple kids, and we just kind of just walked away from the whole thing. So,
And then,
yeah.
So you started it back up in 2020 and wrote your first song. That's so cool.
Yeah, wrote my first song. What was the first song?
Ain't Nobody.
Ain't Nobody. Yeah.
Ain't Nobody. I like that. Now,
yeah.
Okay, Magna, are you doing most of the writing, or both of you collaborating?
Yeah, I mean, that first album, I think I wrote all songs except for one.
It's usually it seems to be an accident. I mean, she'll sit down, or she has melodies in her head, and I still think it's amazing, or at least for me, that's not how I've yet to write one fully through. But for her, it's she's in the car humming a melody in her head, then it'll come back to the keyboard and figure out the notes. For me, when I'm writing, it's I need to have the progression. I try to write a progression, and then I don't have anywhere to go from there. But usually what happens by accident, and many of those songs, or quite a few of them, it's, she'll hear me playing a little something and come up and, I like that, and record it. And then it'll sit in her head for a couple weeks or a couple months, and then she'll come back to me with a full song.
That's cool. I like that. Now, I noticed both of you play several different instruments. How many piece do you play?
You know what? We're not good at anything. We just dabble. We dabble in everything.
Yeah.
Dabble in everything. Jack of all trades.
Master of none. Right?
There you go. Well, you're faking it good. I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I play the harmonium. Lou is the one-man band where he's, when we're performing out, he's banging on the suitcase, he's strumming the guitar, he has his harmonica, he's singing background vocals. He's doing it all.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now, you just released, isn't a new EP this past year? Cats Don't Like Us.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't like them either. Why what's up with the name? There's got to be a story behind this.
There is. So, Strays and Misfits. So between when we took off from playing music for 10ish years, I think it was, I told you we bought a house, bought a few acres of land, and we started rescuing animals.
Oh, okay.
So our other passion is animals. So, we had to put the two loves together. And our first rescued animal was a cat, Mr. Monkey Man. He's passed since then. But he hated when I sang. I mean, he would attack me. He would claw at me. I would have to lock myself in another room. And I mean, he went crazy when I sang. He hated it. So we would always laugh at, like, dude, you came to the wrong house, because all we do is play music around here. But he hated music, so that's why our first album ever together it only felt right that we give him the tribute.
I love that story. I kind of remind.
He did not like us.
He didn't like it. Oh, back in my day in the 80s, me and my singer, we ran into a rabbit. He didn't like us. So we came up with the club Rare. Rabbits are really evil.
Nice. See? That's awesome.
We don't trust rabbits, okay? No, I'm in Michigan. You got a lot of them. No, I see you're hail from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Whereabouts in Pennsylvania? On the east side?
Yes. Yep, we're just probably about an hour outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. I used to live in the Poconos up there.
Okay, yep, I'm very familiar with the Poconos, Scranton. Very familiar with some of the clubs, some of the punk rock clubs we used to play up that way too. In Moosic, PA. Yeah.
It's great up there. I lived in Albrightsville. It was just a one-bar store town at that time. Yep. So that's great. God's country, I call that. So let's continue here. Okay. How many EPs do we have out right now?
So just the one. So just
One.
which we released exactly. It'll be a year ago. Come this Friday, actually, will be 1 year since we released that first album.
Yeah.
Okay. And you putting singles out regularly? How's that going?
So
We're working on another album. It's almost done.
Oh,
so within
great.
the next month, I think we should see something else from us.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We did well, the first thing we released a single, which was called Sunflower Seeds, which was really to benefit the Ukrainian Humanitarian Fund.
Correct.
And so that was our first single that we put out, which was probably almost a year before the album, before it came out.
Right when the war started in Ukraine.
Okay.
I'm originally from Poland, so it was close to home.
Well, that is very close to home.
Yeah. And a lot of the refugees came through, my city as well. My family took some in. So it was very close to home. And I kind of felt hopeless and I didn't know what to do. So
Nice.
watching TV one day, I saw it was a Ukrainian woman that came up to a Russian soldier. She was an older lady, and she gave him sunflower seeds, and she told him, "Put these seeds in your pocket. For when you die, at least something beautiful will come of it." And then she walked away, and I thought she was a badass lady.
That is. I mean, I feel terrible.
Yeah, so I wrote a song, in her honor, basically. It's called Sunflower Seeds. The sunflower is the Ukrainian flower, the national flower. So I thought it was only fit. So when we released it really fast, like I wrote it and we released it like 4 days later, just to get it out there, because 100% of the proceeds from that song still go to the Ukrainian Humanitarian Fund.
Beautiful. Thank you for doing that. I'm actually going to be interviewing a Ukrainian artist in Ukraine next week.
Nice.
So that should be very interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I hope I don't break down, because I hate what's going on over there.
Same.
So let's tell everybody, podcast land, platforms where they can find your music and what you're doing and what you're about.
Yep. So we're on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, even Amazon Music. We go through TuneCore. So pretty much every streaming platform that's out there, we're on. We don't do much on YouTube. I know we should, but we do have a YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
But typically, and we do have a website, which is Linktree. Go to Linktree and you type in Strays and Misfits, and that'll kind of take you the link to all of the streaming platforms, all of our upcoming shows, and which is pretty busy this year, which probably to her liking is too many. For me, not enough, or it's hard to find the balance, right, between the kids and being able to do what we love as well. But we are pretty busy this year. We're probably at least 3 shows out of every month, or 3 shows per month for us, which is a huge step up from last year, when it was either a pay to play or find some place where we compete and hopefully get a show, to this year where we're actually pretty busy. We're playing, being from the Poconos, we're playing, if you're familiar with, in the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania area, which holds Music Fest every year.
Okay.
Which I don't know how long they've been doing Music Fest, but we'll actually be playing Music Fest in Allentown or Bethlehem, Pennsylvania this year. And we felt pretty great about that, because it's usually 3,000 to 5,000 submissions a year, and they choose 3 artists, and we got to be one of those artists, which is a huge honor for us.
That is.
So we're pretty busy this year, or the steam's picking up a little bit, I think.
And I don't know how I feel about that. I have babies to take care of. I have animals to take care of, and I'm old. And I have stage fright. If it was up to me, I'd just sleep in the shower.
Oh my goodness! All right, you said it, Magna. You have some stage fright when you go on stage.
Oh, so much, yeah.
Do you? Now, what do you do to try to conquer that?
Suck it up. No, so you know what it is? I think it's more of the anticipation of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Once I start singing, it goes away. But I mean,
Uh,
an hour or two before that, and especially before walking on stage, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. Mini panic attacks, right? And
yeah.
but as soon as you open your mouth to start singing, it kind of goes away. Um, but yeah, so it's more of the anticipation than the actual performance.
She'll
Oh,
cross stitch. She cross stitches to take her mind off of
I
him
there
do.
you
while
go.
we're
I
waiting.
like
Sound check. We'll do some cross stitching.
Yeah, so if I'm in the in the back room, I just cross stitch.
Oh, that's
I'm an
great.
old lady. I told you, I'm an old lady.
Now, you two are having a lot of fun at what you're doing, and not even playing music. I'm sure you're just having a lot of fun in life with the kids and the animals and stuff. But I want to ask you, Lou, when you're out on stage with Magna and you guys are performing, you ever screw with her a little bit?
I don't think I do. I don't think I do, only because maybe I get just as there's a vulnerability just being the two of us.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if I don't focus, and if I kind of if I let loose a little too much, I'm gonna mess up, and everybody's gonna know it. So
Everybody's gonna
We,
know it.
we can't hide behind, other instrumentalists and other musicians. There's no drums banging behind us,
Right.
right? We can't hide anything. So
You
everything has
can't.
to be perfect. So yeah.
No.
No, but he's pretty good. I think there's a advantage of being married and playing together because
Yeah.
we know each other so well. All I have to do is look at him and he knows where we're going. You know what I mean?
There you go. The look. My wife gives me that look too.
You know exactly, and it works on stage as well.
I believe you. I truly believe you. Oh, now when you're playing out, do you like playing the smaller venues where it's more intimate and the people are on top of you, or you just like maybe a festival where the people are out 10 feet and there's more people?
You like the smaller venues, right?
well, what I so my dream is to obviously to play in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at the same time, not over 5 years, right? So um, but I like listening rooms are nice, which also then comes with that vulnerability of, again, you can hear pins dropping. So if there's a wrong
Yeah.
note or something, just to get ahead
Mhm.
of yourself, you're gonna know. But it's nice in that intimate venue.
Yeah.
Um, I like playing it all. I like playing in front of people,
Nice.
despite she thinks I tell her I don't get nervous. I don't really think I do until maybe that first step on stage and that first note, but then it all goes away. Um,
Beautiful.
and that's whether it's in front of hundreds of people or just a few people.
Okay.
Um, but I think that each for me brings a different aspect. I like playing festivals because that's when unknowing people who don't know us will walk by and, oh, look at
Yeah.
all this cool stuff that they got on stage. Oh, these guys sound really cool.
Hmm.
Whereas the smaller venues, they're harder for us to fill because
Yeah.
we're trying to get more people out to
Yeah.
our specific
Like
Niche.
shows.
I have a sense of
Yeah.
responsibility that we have to bring
We
the
have to
crowd
fill this
in,
room.
right? But there's only so many times
To
your
a
best friend
point.
can come visit and see you play every week, right?
Right. It is kind of a 50-50 thing. It's up to the establishment and the artists to promote their shows. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's hard to get people to come and watch you, right? I mean, we go to
Oh,
festivals,
yeah.
like we get a lot of attention at festivals, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna come home and we're gonna go viral because hundreds of people came up to us and they were so interested, and
Right.
then you get one new follower out of that.
Doesn't make sense,
You're like,
does it?
dang it, like
Oh,
we don't know how to attract people.
Well, and I think that's part of that's our responsibility too, of making sure that we have the medium, making sure we have things that we can give them to remember who it is. A little, I have QR code cards.
there
Make
you
sure
go.
I out. So it's, oh, what was that band that I really liked, and I don't remember what their name was. Right? I mean, it's so part of our responsibility. We still don't even have a banner for crying out
That,
loud. We have T-shirts. We have that stuff, but the drill the name into your head when we're in a time of age where things go in one ear out the other in a matter of minutes, right?
yeah.
That we need to have something a little bit more, lasting and holding on to be able to remind them to, oh, I really did like that band. Let me go look them up on the internet, or let me, what was their name though, right? They might not remember the name, so I'll
Right.
put some of
Right.
that blame on us.
Yeah, I mean, you got your niche, so I think it's going to be able to work. I see quite a future for you two, definitely. And
I
I'm
hope.
going to do my best to push your music and story out there
I
all
appreciate
around the world.
it so much.
Oh, yes. So let's get to some other questions I have here. These are my fun questions. Those are hard ones right there. Yeah. All right, you two. You both get to answer these individually now. And well, I'm going to ask this one here. You both get on stage. You both have the jitters until you start performing. Now, once you start performing, everything falls together. And you look up and you see the crowd moving, swaying, maybe singing your songs to you. It's got to hit that heart. How does it make it feel?
Well, of course. I mean, I think I think we had that moment last year, or was it 2 years already? When we played the Summer Sounds, and it was our final show. We won first place, and the whole room was singing our song. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
now
beautiful.
granted, I maybe it's because of my church background, but all my ditties are very repetitive, easy melodies, something that will stick in your head.
Yeah, yeah.
So even if you don't know the song, all you have to do is pay attention the first time around, and then you'll catch on real quick, and you can sing along.
I
I
love
love
it.
sing-alongs. I love sing-alongs. So when that happens, it's yeah, that really makes my heart happy.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. There's a unison to it. There's kind of like that. I don't know, that universal vibe, but just everybody's kind of in the same place, singing the same tune, and everybody's happy. You know,
It's harmonious. It is.
exactly.
And it's nice that you never forget those situations and those moments. They always stay with you.
Of course.
It's great. It's great. All right, let's go to this one. Now you get to answer two people here, one alive, one that has passed away. Who do you two want to step on stage and perform with? Who would be your dream artist?
Oh, wow.
You go first.
You go first. Oh man. Huh.
That's a tough one
Yeah.
because
It is. It is.
especially as a kid growing up, and for me it was a punk rock thing. So whether it was any of them would have been an awesome experience to get
Yeah.
up and play with. But now for me, from a and more of aligned with what we're doing from a folk perspective, um, I guess the answer would be who would we drive well or best with would be who I would
Mhm.
choose, and that's a hard one too because I don't know who that would be. Whether that's maybe somebody like Shovels and Rope,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
but even
Langhorn Slim.
Langhorn Slim,
All right.
or there's a few artists that we always go to see.
The Avett Brothers.
The Avett
Yeah,
Brothers.
that would be a fun jam.
Yeah.
Dead
Mm.
Janis Joplin for sure. Janis Joplin would be mine.
I was wondering when that was going to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because everybody on podcast land, I might let you slip right now and go check out the Strays Misfits on Spotify or whatever platform you go to. Because when you hear their music, which is very incredible, Magna's voice is so powerful, you would think you were hearing Janis Joplin reincarnated.
Oh,
It's just
that made me blush.
yeah, well, it sent shivers down my spine when I played the music and didn't look at it. You brought me back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Another question here, two answers. Anywhere in the world, what two stages would you like to set foot on and perform on?
Well, easy one for me is Red Rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say Red Rocks.
Oh, yes. Beautiful place.
Yep, absolutely. And then what else would be? What's the other one that?
You know what? It's not the stage. It's the people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's the people.
I
I
don't care
love
what
that answer. I love it. Doesn't matter what stage, it's about the people.
it is.
Great.
Vibe.
That's the best answer yet. I love it. Thank you for that. Okay. Now, where am I going to go? There's so much I still got here. We got 15 minutes. All right. Let's talk about a little bit of music and then we'll jump back and forth here. Listen to quite a few of the music. I'm going to bring up a couple. Now, I like this one, Ain't That a Bitch?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. That's got a lot of, yeah, you got the banjo going on, the stand-up bass, a lot of going on with the instruments. Who wrote that, and what is it about?
That was like both of us, right?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I mean, so typically, like she'll write them, and she's the I want A, B, and C on there, and I make it happen. So she'll tell me
Okay.
what instruments she wants, and I play them all on the album. So that's how that works. But I think
Okay.
she wrote all the words. I mean, you wrote all the words to that, and I think it was particular. I mean,
You
you
know
tell
what?
me what it's about.
It's really. I didn't write it about anything. Really, that's probably one of the only songs that it was about nothing.
You just
It
wrote
was
it.
one of those things where it was like, a melody, and the only thing I could think of was like, "Ain't that a bitch?" Like that's all I could.
I
And then like,
love
what do you write? Ain't that a bitch? It's gotta be, some asshole dude that you're writing about.
it. Right. I love it. That's cool.
That's actually the only song that is not really about anything specific.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's go to the next
That
song here.
it's up to the listener too, right? Because I think we've had people come up to us and say, I really like that song. That ain't that a bitch, because reflecting on something in their life that uh, that relates to that song, or
Really,
that sentiment of ain't that a bitch.
It's very
I,
petty.
I think everyone in the world has said that under their breath at least once or twice.
Yep.
Okay, how about this one? I've come to find. I like that.
That one actually didn't even almost make it to the album. Lou made me do it. So I started writing that song,
Hmm.
and I was really excited about what I heard in my head.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
when I was writing it, I think I had like one verse and then the chorus, and I was like, man, this sucks. And then put it away. And a year
Right.
later, we want to release this album, and we're like, we need a few more songs. And Lou's like, let's do this one. I'm like, no, that one's not good enough. It's like, that's not good enough. And then Lou always makes me finish everything. He makes me finish it.
Okay.
Or not finish it. So I finished it, and now it's one of our favorite songs.
That's great.
Yeah, but I wrote that under duress because I did not want to finish it.
Under duress. I love it. You made her do it under duress.
Right.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, that's great. Now, you two are great storytellers. You talk about life experiences, social topics, you talk about a lot of things. And the one of my favorite songs is Save Yourself.
oh,
That's
thank you.
beautiful. Very
Thank you so much.
beautiful.
Thank you.
It really highlights your vocals a lot, instruments, and it hits the heart.
Thank
So
you.
what was
That one was written in the car, just in my head. Um, I didn't realize that it only had two chords until I sat down and played it. But it's a very simple song, but I think it's honest. So I think that's why a lot of people resonate with it. Yeah, I just wrote down all the things that I felt were wrong in this world, and coming away from my religion, I thought how we have this tendency as humans to just ruin things around us, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
And then we pretend like we had nothing to do with it, and we turn to this invisible dude in the sky and say, fix it, when we're the ones that broke it. We're the ones that can fix it, right?
exactly.
Oh, save us, God, save us. We're looking for salvation when we're the problem, and it's an easy fix. So I just wrote about each verse is about something else that resonates with me, right? Like we have uh about destroying our earth and planet. We have bullying somebody into suicide, not
Hmm.
accepting them, politicians, families turning against their loved ones. um and then we cry that we have suicide in the family, and oh God, save us from this pain. And but when we're the ones that are pushing so much hate on certain groups of people and the vulnerable in our society.
Yeah, I
um
think
yeah, so
you're,
just
you're
every paragraph is about something that bothers me in this world,
mhm.
and it's so easily fixable.
It
you know
is.
it
It
shouldn't
is.
exist, but it does, and I don't
Hmm.
understand.
I don't get it either. I wish some people would take a hard, close look in the mirror and see
Yeah,
what they're doing.
yeah.
Yeah. That's all it takes, I think. Unbelievable what's going on out there. So now let's see where we're going to jump to here. Now, when you produced your EP and you put out your singles, are you using a home studio or do you go to a studio?
We use a home studio.
Yep.
Okay, good deal. Can I ask, is it all digital or is there any analog equipment?
All digital. All
All
digital.
digital. Okay,
Yep.
making it fast.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And
Speedy.
honestly, this is the first. I mean, before doing this, I've had zero experience with mixing and mastering, and
Right.
on top of that, I'm also deaf in my right ear.
He is.
All right.
Completely hear loss in my right ear. So I think for a deaf guy, I did a pretty good job.
He did.
You did a real good job. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. I got another question here. I don't know if this has happened to you too, but any embarrassing moments on stage?
Well, probably one that happens all the time is where stop to take a tune break,
Uh-huh.
and so I'll take a tune and I'll make sure for the audience, we care about the audience, right? Want to make sure it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
But I'll forget to turn off. I'll turn off. I won't turn off the tuner. Therefore, you can't hear the guitar. And I start
Right.
playing a good 30 seconds in, and hey, nobody can hear you. She's hitting me or somebody's looking at me. I see confused faces in the audience. I have no idea what's going on. I'm in my own world, just jamming.
Right.
He's deaf. He can't hear.
Right, there you go. That's funny. That's good. I love it.
It's a mono for him. He can't hear.
Yeah, so that happens probably more than it should for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now, now, 2022, you won an award. Was at an open mic, wasn't it?
We won a bunch of awards.
Yeah, so 2022 was our first competition where we were like, man, we're pretty good. We should do this more often.
There you go.
We happened to do an open mic at a local listening room here that they hold them. I think it's once a month. And
All right.
the woman at the front desk was like, hey, listen, we do this summer sounds competition. You guys would be perfect. So we signed up. We signed up, and it's typically like 3 rounds. Each round has three or 4 artists, and then they do a final round in the end of summer around August. And so then there's a winner. The winner of each round goes to that last round, and we have won win that particular competition. Funny enough, that first show was one of those incidents where I didn't turn on my guitar after but kept going, and since have learned it's okay to stop and restart when those types of things happen. But that was our first competition that we won, where we're like, okay, you know what, maybe we got something going here, and we should kind of get it out there more.
And since then, you've enrolled us last summer into 4 different competitions, so just in festivals and stuff, and we won
nice.
all of them.
Great. So you said you had many awards. Tell me about the other awards.
So they're all typically just like the
festival one?
Harmony Woods Beer and Music Festival. Same thing. Okay. It's actually 2 of them. 2 festivals: the Delmarva Folk Festival.
Oh yeah, we won that one too.
And the Harmony Woods Beer and Music Festival, where it's open mic competition. If you win, you get to perform at the actual festival itself.
Great.
So far, both of them invited us back to the festival this year, which is great. So that was kind of all of those have been kind of our, the reason I think why we have more shows this year is because we've been invited back to participate in those festivals again as an actual, performing artist, as opposed to trying to compete our way in.
Okay. I love it. I love it. A couple more questions before we have to wrap this up. And I'm just thinking of this one now. You said you live on a couple acres?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't we think we should book an outdoor concert at your property?
Yeah, I mean, Lou's been talking about that.
Well, listen, I spent more money than I should have on a nice new sound system.
He did.
Hey.
and the justification was, well, we have 2 shows this year. We have to bring our own sound, so might as well do it. And we
That's
have
right.
this big backyard, and I keep mentioning, listen, why don't we do backyard concerts or house concerts? That's a big thing now, it seems, is a
It
lot of
is.
people doing house concerts. So whether
Yep.
it's we have our own where we play, or hey, maybe we can hold a house concert for some national acts or whoever's doing house concerts, and
Right.
maybe we can kind of be their opening act, so they have a little warm up for them.
Yeah.
Um,
That-
I keep saying we should do some of those and invite people to our house concerts.
If you do pull that together, get a hold of me because I've got probably a dozen artists in Pennsylvania that are right up your alley that would just knock it dead.
Yeah,
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 Nope.
that'd be awesome.
I'd love to start
So,
doing that.
oh yeah. So,
Definitely
all
start
right,
looking forward to.
that would be great, and I'll even probably show up because I miss Pennsylvania.
Absolutely,
Yes, we'd love
absolutely.
that.
That would be great time and great time. All right, this question here, quick answer. If somebody comes up to you and approaches you and slaps a piece of paper down on the table and says sign, would you sign a label or you want to stay independent?
That's a tricky question, and I think
Hmm.
the answer is it depends. Right?
That's a good answer.
And because there's labels like dual tone that
Yeah.
are, what does the artist want to do? Does your focus want to be on just making albums, or does it want to be, touring and playing shows, or some
Right.
balance of both? And it's a for the artist label. So if it's that type of label, yes, I'd sign.
Okay. Okay. Let me write something down here. Okay. Good deal. All right. Well, we're getting to the end of the show here. One more question before we head out. Future. What do we see in the next 5 years for the Strays and Misfits?
Well, I like to dream big. So, I'd say that would be my new quote unquote day job, where I wouldn't have to have the regular 9 to 5 during the week and then play the
Understood.
shows. So that's where I'd like to see me in 5 years. Realistically, it would be maybe just, 10 more followers and a couple more well-paid shows.
There you go. I see a lot more than that happening for you, my friends. That's
Hope so.
great. So, Lou and Magna, thank you so much for joining me today on the No Cover TV podcast. I had a lot of fun. Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for having us. We really enjoyed ourselves.
Well, I
Next
appreciate it. I
time we
want you.
see you, it's going to be around the bonfire.
I would like that. I really would. And definitely going to have you back on the show 6 months or a year from now, see what you're up to. So, everybody out in podcast land, check out the Strays and Misfits on the platforms. If you get out to Pennsylvania and they are playing, check them out. You're going to love this. And you're just going to be knocked over when you hear Magnus' voice. Believe me, Janice is in the house. Oh, yeah.
You.
Oh, it's
Thank you so
amazing
much.
stuff. You both are a great team, beautiful husband and wife. Stay together, keep it going. And are you teaching the little ones music lessons?
A little bit.
Yes, I mean we're trying, but they're 6 years old, so I can do it. I can do it. They're
There you go.
They
want
put the-
listen to us.
no, they want to do it their own way.
Yeah.
But they have drums, they have guitars, they have keyboards, they have all. They're
Beautiful. All kids should be involved in music, I feel. It's a great
Yes.
thing. Definitely. All right, you two, this is your show. Anybody want to say hi to at the end of the show here?
Nope, just a big thanks to you, Big Al, for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, Lou and Magna, we're going to talk soon. So, everybody in podcast land, check out the past shows and check out the future shows. We got a lot of great artists coming in, like I said, from all around the world. So, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I know I did. And check them out on the platform. Strays and the Misfits. You take care of yourselves. And I'm going to get this to the platforms and send you the link in just a few minutes. All right.
All
Thank
right,
you so
sounds
much.
great. Thanks so much.
All right. Take care. We're out of here. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.